This is kind of interesting. Uh, I went back and uh, opened up my really, really old laptop, which is a pain in the ass. One of the best things I ever did was buy a new computer for doing stuff like this. But I had an old recording from earlier this year in February of my first little recording of a practice of speedrunning Breath of Fire 2, which I've talked about in the last couple of videos that I've been really interested in doing, and I practiced for a long time, watching videos, taking notes, all that good stuff. That was one of the speed runs that I was getting into pre-COVID, um, right before I took my vacation in March, and when everything kind of went nuts. But yeah, so that was something that I was really interested in doing, and I might get back into. But I figured I would share with you guys, having fought and fought and fought, having to take this massive video of me playing Breath of Fire 2 with, uh, the commentary and video and everything from my old computer and somehow get it to this one through OneDrive. Um, I really wanted to share it with you. The only problem is there's a couple of caveats. One, this does not have a timer attached to it because this was practice. It's about a 3 hour video, and it's only about the first third of the game. I didn't actually finish the speed run. It was practice, of course. And probably the worst thing about it is the video quality is awful. It was on an Elgato HD, direct through my laptop from my Super Nintendo, and yeah, so the video quality is a little lackluster as compared to playing it through OBS on my computer. And the worst part is probably the audio quality. The audio quality is terrible. I had no idea what a noise suppression was. None of that stuff. Even having played guitar for years and all that stuff, I'm not a mix, a soundboard guy. I just know what sounds good usually. But I had really crappy mic, and so these are all just my excuses telling you that, this is not the best quality video, but it is a video of me speedrunning at least the first third of Breath of Fire 2. And I'm still really proud of it because I give out a lot of good information, and it's not a bad first attempt. But anyway, that's the intro to this. I'm going to leave it at that and just let you guys watch it if you want to. Like I said, it's about a 3 hour long video. So if you guys enjoy it, let me know. If not, whatever, it's cool. I may get back into Breath of Fire 2 speedrunning eventually, but this is not an indicator of what's coming next. Of course, I'm still playing Beyond Chaos, and I've got a couple of really cool ideas coming up in the future here, so stick around, and yeah, we will see. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Breath of Fire 2. This is kind of just practice and learning the speed run. I mean, I know quite a bit from the beginning of the game, and I'll try to do, commentary for what I can. But I'm just going to go, hopefully, up to where I have memorized, which is the beginning of the game all the way to Trout. It should be about 2 to 3 hours if I do everything correctly. I've got notes, actually, that I'm using from a runner named Andy W3321. His notes are pretty dang good for this category, which is going to be any percent. So mostly I don't have to use the notes until a certain time, but I will be referencing them every now and then. So let me just go ahead and okay. Sorry, get my notes set up. And sorry it's taking a while to get ready here. It's ill prepared for this. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna erase these real quick. Start fresh. So new game. Okay, message speed always fast. Alright, here we go. So first thing you're gonna notice is getting the text to scroll faster in this game is pretty much holding down the B button. But to advance it, instead of letting go of B and having to press it again, you just mash A. A lot of the dialogue in this game, it has a slow crawl no matter how fast your message speed is, so... So this percentage of playing this game includes glitches. So I'm gonna be showing off one particularly important glitch called the switch glitch pretty early in the run. Once we get through childhood here, and it's really just using the shop interface in this game to confuse the game, give you a shit ton of money and other cool stuff. But as for the beginning of this, pretty straightforward. Later, it gets... Here's the thing. Once you get past the first hour or so of playing this game... my movement was bad there. Once you get past the first hour or so, you're fine. But the first hour is very volatile. It's the hardest part of the run, easily. We got a quick fight here that we're supposed to lose, so we're going to speed it up by attacking ourselves with this stick here. Once we get down to where we're leaning down, our dad kind of shows up and wrecks this thing. I like how it gives you XP even though you didn't do anything. So yeah, basically the beginning of the game is just fights you're supposed to lose. It doesn't really kick off until you grow up. But, we're also going to be utilizing an item called Smoke quite a lot. It makes you basically have less encounters if you use it at the right times. But you can't use one when one is in effect, unlike the Marble 3s in the first game, and it only makes them appear less. It doesn't make them not appear at all like the Marble 3 did. But, yeah, so you kind of have to memorize where to use them, or else you're going to waste time going into your menu. We want to say no to closing our eyes here, because it doesn't really do anything, except cost you 8 seconds. So basically what happened with Ryu here is you did that little scene with the beak monster and everything, and you're told to go home. When you come back, if you talk to any of these people, they don't recognize you. Their memories have been wiped. So you have to go to the church, and they take you in because they're apparently nice. And then we meet our buddy Bo. Who, I'm sure has a pretty good cult following. People really like him. I never have been a huge fan of Bo, but I can't say I hate him. So he's going to ask if you want to stay here. He's leaving. You say no, and he joins you. By the way, that dragon tier thing in the top right, really doesn't get explained at all. But, it's basically the mood of the person you're talking to. The brighter the color, the better mood they're in. It affects some spells way later in the game. That's the only thing the mood really affects. But we won't be using any of those spells, actually. So the dragon tier is pretty much useless. I mean, it is pretty cool. A little cool mechanic to kind of get you to know your characters better, but that's about it. So, we're in this cave now, we're hunting down this giant thing. Not really much to say just yet. There's only, there's only one really important thing you need to know about this fight, because you can't win it. Most important thing that you can remember is always flex on him. So we're gonna flex. Come at me, bro. Oh, shit! Okay, well, we're dodging a lot, which is bad. He's supposed to hit us no matter what. We don't want to dodge. Defending doesn't make dodge happen more. That was just good bad luck, I guess is what you would call it. If I was going for an actual time, I probably would have reset there. So while this crawl is going on, because it takes a while, I'm going to talk about the Moondrop glitch. So what we're going to do as soon as we get out of town is we're going to get a life PL from the shelf. We're going to go to the item shop and sell it for a decent amount of money. Then we're going to buy a stack of 6 urchins, which is a fishing bait, right? Then we'll go over to the weapon shop, and because you can just confuse the game by going into the switch command in the weapon shop and highlighting Ryu in the second slot, we're going to put Ryu in the second slot in the party, that will affect Sten and what he has equipped if we hit A and B at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain. Easier to do, harder to explain. So, because the urchin is 6 items, and it's going to glitch that onto our accessory slot, or onto whatever slot we're putting it in, it will point to a certain item out of 9 items. There's a lot that you can point to, but the one we're looking for is the 6th item, which is the Moondrop. Normally in the vanilla game, the Moondrop item is a full heal across your party and removes all status effects, including death, right? So, but what we're going to use it for is to equip it on a lot of our characters throughout the run as a glitched weapon. As a glitched weapon, the Moondrop has 64 attack power, Holy Element, and Twin Attack, meaning they'll attack twice. Usually the only weapon in the game that has Twin Attack is the Twin Bow for bow. But the Moondrop is ridiculous, and it's going to be good for most of the beginning of the run. It'll get obsolete eventually, except for in the case of one character, but for the beginning part of the game, it's just very good. The run is not going to stabilize, however, until we get Nina, who's going to be the first character that we get that has the Moondrop on it. We won't have that till then. So up till then, it's very volatile, this run. But you'll see why. There's a lot of RNG. There's a lot of spots that you can just get wiped. But for the purposes of the fact that I'm learning this run and just practicing it, if I wipe, I'll keep going. You know, I'm not going for any kind of time right now. This is literally just learning the game. The speedrun, that is. I've played this game a million times, but not in the speedrun fashion. So, I'll try to explain things as best as I can about certain stuff, but the fact that I don't have a lot of in-depth knowledge on like the numbers and things, I don't want to give bad information, so I'll be a little bit reserved in that. So we're going to go up here and grab the life BL, number 1, because that's going to be our money. Go down here. Item shop is first. So first thing we want to do is sell that, then we want to buy 6 urchins and leave the item shop. Now we're going to the weapon shop. here's this, well, actually, see, now, that's when it comes down to, learning the run. Forgot to put Ryu in second slot, because that's where he needs to be for this glitch. So the urchin's in the first slot of our inventory, and we need it to be there for this. So we'll go into switch, and we'll pick the salad bowl, because it's under 200. But instead of equipping the urchin, we're going to continue to try and hit AB over and over. You'll see a number in the background. See how it's 2 now? So what we want that number to get up to back there for this part is 17. If you back out, just go back in and do the glitch over. So that nature whip there is worth 90,000 gold. Want to get 1.7 million. So once you get to 17, you're golden. Just switch it. Okay. Now we want to go ahead and switch that onto Ryu, and then buy a false bow, buy 2 of each of these, and then now we've got 1.7 million gold. So what we want to go do is deposit all but 100,000 into the bank. For reasons I'll explain later. Now we've got all the money we need. Of course, I walked out of the item shop without doing my shopping. So we need to buy 2 stacks of herbs, 2 stacks of antidotes, I think 27 of life PL, and then we want like 54 smokes and 1 stick rod. Okay. So we're gonna get the hell out of here now. We gotta go find Mina's pet, which is a pig. We'll go ahead and save here just because I can. Still continue our journey, yes. You want to spend as little time in the menu as possible. So now we're walking out. Now we'll go into the menu and we'll do all of our equipping. So, give them all their good armor. Go ahead and give Ryu the stick rod for later. And then we'll go into our items and clean them. Then order. And we want to put smokes at the top because we're going to be using those a lot. And the first part of this is kind of just surviving the mountain. We're going to be healing pretty much after every fight. If you get a lead-off attack, run. Like, there's no reason to fight. Running away is incredibly hard in this game. So if you get a lead-off attack, it's a guaranteed run away. You want to just use it. Except for in certain situations where if they pop up, I'll let you know. But, so this, right about here where this fight is a tile where your steps run out. Okay, so these widows have a lot of HP. Bow's shot ability will either do 1 damage or do all the damage it can to kill the enemy. And the widows, no one can one-shot. So you kind of want Bow to go for shot on that and see if it works. And there you go, it worked. Now you can auto-battle the rest of this fight. Kind of a bad encounter. You don't want to have to sit here and watch all of those things attack. But anyway, what I was saying, what the tile we're standing on right now, I'm pretty sure it's the one we're standing on right now, it might be a step off, is a good place to use another smoke, because we used one right when we walked out of town, and they last for 64 steps, I think it is, and this is right around where you would use it. Of course, we're supposed to heal while we were in there. You want to heal after every fight, and and you, again, want to minimize how often you're in the menu. So I should have healed when I used that smoke instead of having to go back in. We'll auto this. I mean, I could shot it, but it's more like there's going to be a wasted turn if I shot it and got a 1 than if I just auto-battled it. And for this first boss fight coming up, you can't beat it at level 1, so you're going to have to do some of these fights. The Harpies are pretty straightforward, but okay, now we got this happening. So this encounter keeps popping up. Ain't the best encounter to run into. It's actually pretty bad. And I attacked the Widow with Ryu. Or no, he counterattacked. Okay, I attacked the Ryu. And Bo got the shot off, and now we can auto-battle the rest. Yeah, even though we're not really close to a smoke tile, this is a situation probably where I'd like to heal. Because we got quite a walk until the next one. So even though I'm not using a smoke, I do have to go in and heal. So the Harpies that we're about to fight will always attack Ryu. And if you put Ryu in the back row in the defense in the scramble formation, that's a smoke tile, he will take much less damage from them. I believe the front Harpy has 90 HP and the other two have 40, so we want to attack the back two first. So we switch to scramble, and we attack the back two first. And they have a little bit of dialogue here, talking about how they don't want to eat Bo because they've eaten a lot of cats and dogs lately, and Bo's basically a dog man. So they're like, oh, we'll attack this other guy. We want to eat him. So this is basically the whole fight is you're attacking. That's it. They also attack each other during this second turn. So the dialogue is over after this turn, and we'll just be able to auto-battle from there, because that's dead, or will be dead, definitely dead. So now we'll just auto-battle this last one. She's getting decent rolls on Ryu, but he won't die, probably. I say that, and he dies, probably, but no. He's getting close. Come on now. There we go. Okay, ideally, by the time you're done with... by the time you're heading to Corsair, you should probably be level 6. If you're not, it's going to be really rough going through Tagwoods. Tagwoods is like the bad place in the beginning of the game. Like, that's where your run can die in Tagwoods very easily. We're on the way to Corsair, really. So I'm going to go in this door and I'm going to use the smoke. I'm pretty sure this is a good smoke tile. Nope, it's purple. Smoke's still in effect. So your little icon guy, the goblin up there, depending on what color he is oh, this is a bad fight. And I didn't switch to normal formation. So Ryu's going to be doing less damage. So that little goblin, he looks like these guys. Kind of tells you the enemy activity in the area. And yeah, I scared him. When it's purple, that means your smoke is in effect still. So I'm gonna wait until a smoke tile I know is a smoke tile instead of trying to guess this one. Okay, we're gonna actually switch to normal now. So we're doing one little side detour here in this cave to pick up an item called a fire rock, which you're gonna see a lot of during the later parts of the run. But right now we only want this one for a very specific fight a little later on. Okay, so we will be healing after this fight. Also, Bo was taking a lot of critical hits there. It's pretty bad luck if one of your characters dies in this cave. So I'm going to try and walk to the chest and get that before I heal. The encounter rate in this game is kind of ridiculous. Very high. Like, if you've ever played, for those of you that are Final Fantasy fans, you ever played Final Fantasy V and saw the encounter rate in that game? This is kind of like that. It's a little bit over the top. Like there, like I got three steps. But yeah, there's definitely a smoke tile between the last one and now that I should have done, but I don't remember where it is. So I just use this hole down here we're gonna fall through as like where I use my next smoke tile, because that one's easy to remember. It's all about like landmarks and paying attention to the areas. But this is even without, oh, he can one-shot these widows now with his levels. Even without smokes, this is, or even with smokes, this would be bad luck. Like, I'm getting a ton of encounters here for some reason. But this is what I mean by the first hour being volatile. Like, there's not a ton to worry about once the run stabilizes. Like, once you get Nina, it's just all about making sure you do the right stuff rather than being worried about death. Oh, come on, one step off. And of course it's fucking spiders. At least Ryu went berserk mode. And so did Bo. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to get level 6 after the roach fight. So we fall down here, and this is the perfect time to use the smoke and to heal. Of course, you want to make sure you heal before you use the smoke, because the smoke pulls you out of the menu. These are the little things that I'm talking about that I'm working on perfecting. Like, this is obviously a little clunky because this is really the first time. This is only like the third time that I've actually done the beginning of the game run. So you want normal formation for the pest fight, and then you want scramble formation for the cockroach. These guys always outspeed you, which is a shame. But ideally, after this run, or after this fight, these two fights, you want to be at low HP because you want to do a death warp back to hometown, which was the town where we got the urchins and everything, because we have to go back there for the next part of the game. So, and walking there is, I mean, not good for a speedrun. It takes too long. So, really, if Bo dies during the giant roach fight, it's okay. But we want Ryu to get the EXP from it. So if Ryu dies, that ain't good. So being at this HP going in to fight the giant roach is not great, but we can probably pull it off. This is the only enemy in the game that has guts roll, so if you actually take it all the way down past its max HP, it could get up. The last time I played, it actually got up like 6 times. It can roll as high as I think like 8, maybe more than that. There's one right there. See, he was dead, but because of his stupid guts roll, he got up. And he got up again. Now Bo's probably dead. Oh, nice dodge. Okay. So that's 2 get-ups, which is unlucky already. Let's see if he does it again. Okay. He actually went down that time. And this is And there's level 6, and this is pretty much perfect HP for the Death Warp. So he found a pig that was wearing a collar and decided he was going to cook it. And we're looking for a pet. And of course, the pig he's trying to eat is the pet we're looking for. Now, I like how he still asks if he can have a bite of the leg. Bo's like, no, dude. Come on. So now we're going to take this back to Mina in hometown. But first, to make the Death Warp go a little faster, this is why we kept all the crap armor. We're going to put all of our crap armor on. So now our defense is very bad. So we'll be able to kill ourselves a hell of a lot quicker. Bo's down already, which was great. Alright, so now we'll be back in hometown after this Death Warp. And we want to go to the guild. Continue the story a little bit. And I'm going to bring my notes up here just to make sure I'm in the spot I need to be. Did you bathe her? Yes, we bathed. So this is gonna really start like the first arc. We're gonna go home from here. We got 500 coins to add to our 1.7 million. Dropping the bucket there. So we're gonna go up here, and Bo's gonna ask if we want to go to bed, and it's like, yes, let's go rest. And this is really where it kicks off, like, kind of your goal for the next 2-3 hours. This guy, Kilgore, comes in, asks Bo to steal something from the rich guy in town whose name is Trout. And, you know, he kind of tries to go and get something back, but quote-unquote fails. And we'll just let it go and speak for itself. I'm actually going to stop talking for a little while just to focus on the run, because there were a lot of mistakes I made in the beginning while I was talking that I normally wouldn't make. And sometimes quality of a run is better than quality of commentary, especially when you have somewhat limited knowledge of the game still, as far as the speedrun capacity. So we're going to go up here, and, oh, excuse me. You talk to Kilgore, and he'll mention Bo's, the soldiers are looking for Bo and everything, because he made him out to be a bad guy. Yes, you just save him, and now we'll go back to our room, and Bo will be there. Whoop. Yeah, I accidentally picked the wrong option there. You're supposed to say no, I don't believe you stole anything. It makes it go like a little faster. I guess it's no big deal, but that's what I mean by little mistakes. It's the curse of actually playing something and recording it rather than just playing it. Okay, so now we need to take Bo back to where we just were. The walk there isn't too terrible. Really, all you lose is time. Like, if I run into 4 goblins and I don't get a lead-off attack or something, that can be bad. Just tell them you have trash. I'll tell you to leave. So, now we want to go into the menu, re-equip Ryu with all the good armor, and use the smoke. Every fight you get in that you don't get a lead off from, just auto battle. Trying to remember where I use this next smoke. I'm pretty sure it's there's 2 little scars on the cliff here. I think it's when I pass the second one right here. See, like this fight, hopefully we hit one and the other 2 run away, but if not, it just takes a little bit of extra time because they're very fast. You have to watch them attack each time. Hopefully they run. They didn't run. One of them did. So here we are back at Ruins. So our job is now to go and find the real criminal, who was that girl that bumped into us, so that we can clear Bo's name. So that's basically what this whole arc is, right here, for the next while. So our next destination is Corsair, and you can very easily just die if you get an encounter with more than 1 enemy on your way there. It's pretty bad. So we're gonna use the smoke right here. No, we're not. It's still in effect. I'll be damned. Okay. So I think right here will do it. No. Wow. Okay. Maybe it is when you get into Mount Fubi. Nope. Still going. All right. So we're just gonna go. I know one spot where I can definitely use one. This is a bad fight to get into, too, because they're all faster than Ryu. At least he's one-shotting them because he's specialing. Pretty sure he doesn't one-shot him with one swing. Oh, he does. Okay, good. So this is a situation where we want to heal. Which is good because now we're at the point where we can use a smoke. And the next one we use will hopefully be at the bridge next to Corsair. I don't know if that's enough steps or not, but I'm pretty sure that's it. Especially because we're going to try and get into a fight at the bridge on this side first, just to reset our step counter. Because I don't want to get in a fight across the bridge if I don't have to. So we got a lead off, that's good. I think we can use a smoke now. Yep, okay. So this walk right here is deadly. Because all you can do is run if you get in trouble. Here's one attack. Yeah, we can win this fight actually, so we'll try it. It's a pain that we got this fight. I'd much rather not have to do it. But it's much better than trying to run and just failing a bunch of times, getting hit until I die. I'd rather just fight the fight. But yeah, on the way to Corsair, another situation where you want to heal after every fight, actually. So here we are in Corsair. We're going to go straight into the weapon shop. Because we have to do another switch glitch real quick. First we want to buy a couple of things. Pretty sure that's what I need to buy, right? Yes, I got it right. Cool. Alright, now we'll just use the sword. Oh, well, I have to actually go into the, if you go into the sell menu and you try and sell the urchin, it puts it at the top of your inventory list. So you don't have to go into your inventory and move it around. So that's it there. Then we go to the item shop. And whatever herbs we have left, we want to go ahead and sell. We're done with those. Oh, okay. And then we want to buy 18 LBLs, I'm pretty sure, isn't it? Right, let's check my notes. That's what they're here for. No, not 18. That's wisdom fruit. We want 63 LBLs and 18 wisdom fruits. And that's all we need from here. It's a good thing I checked my notes. So now we want to go and talk to Rand. So we have to go into the pub and he'll let us wait until nighttime here. Which is when Rand is here and we talk to Rand. He'll tell us about Baba. Then we'll save, and then probably the hardest part of the run, in my opinion, is coming up. Ooh. Yeah, and I need to make sure I do this. This would have been bad. Definitely want to make sure he's got that. You could do a bronze hat too, instead of a salad bowl, but it makes you slower. We don't want that. Just I'm pretty sure it makes you slower. I don't know. I'm new to this, damn it. we save there. Now it's on to the Deathwoods. Gonna get a couple of steps above this tree. This is where we'll use smoke. Okay, again, we can beat this fight. I'm actually glad we got this fight instead of something like the Beerus. Beerus take 3 hits to kill, and they can counterattack me for a decent amount of damage, so I will take this fight on the way to Tagwoods. Obviously, I would have much rather had like a Devil Kid or something, because it's way easier to kill, or a lead-off attack, just to not have to fight it at all, but can't win them all. LBLs restore 100 HP, so they're really helpful for most of the run until we get somebody with Cure 2. So this is Tagwoods. There's one very specific encounter we don't want. Usually I'd fight that tree, but if they give me a lead-off attack, I'm going to take it. But there's one very specific encounter that we do not want. And that's, one extra step there. And that's the Bugbear and Eaterman, because they can very quickly just destroy me. So we want to go down, we have to loot one chest in here. And it's a gold piece used for fishing later. Another lead-off attack, I will run from that too. Game's being very generous with encounters. So there's our gold that we need for fishing much later. Okay, this is the encounter I was talking about. Awesome. Actually gave me the runaway. Yeah, that's a very deadly fight, and that's actually the first time I've ever seen a runaway on the first try against it in one of these runs so far. So I do a couple steps down. One more step down, I think, is where I need to be, right? Oh, wow, okay. It's way off. Probably right here then, right? Yeah. Yeah, my smoke tiles got a little bit off there. So with Baba, when we actually get to him to fight him, no. We gotta get out of here. That's why. And now I'm asleep. You can't actually recover from sleep naturally in this game. You have to be hit. So, again, this is a deadly fight. You very easily wipe in Tagwoods. If I get too low on HP while I'm trying to run away, I will definitely heal. Yeah, here you get to see why running away is so damn hard. Yeah, now I want to heal. Sucks. It was being so nice to me, and then it decided to make this happen. There we go. Okay. Despite it being very little that they did to me at the end there, I definitely want to be at full HP for Baba. Baba can counterattack, and he can slam, which is not good. So, kind of want to make sure you heal at 28 HP or less, or yeah, 28 HP or less. Because he will mess you up. I just auto and I cancel if I see like that, like counterattack, and then he's gonna swing. And those are some big boy rolls he's getting. That's good special. Jeez. He's definitely wants me dead today. He might only be 1 or 2 hits away now. Jeez, dude. Yeah, he was 1 hit away, so I was lucky. And he left us at decently low HP for the Death Warp. So, I'm going to put crap armor on him again. Getting a fight here. Those trees we fought earlier can actually do Spark, which does a lot of damage, like 30 something usually. This is a good fight to get in. Unless they put me to sleep. They put me to sleep. If they just bite me, that's good. Okay, there we go. That's pretty decently fast Death Warp. Okay, we want to make sure we put the good armor back on Ryu now. Not the bronze hat. Let me double check that, see if he actually is supposed to get the bronze hat. He is. He's supposed to get a bronze hat. So, we actually did Tagwoods even more dangerously. Gotta go talk to Rand. I gotta make sure to buy 1 more bronze hat when I'm leaving Corsair too, because we're supposed to have 1 for Rand, and I only bought the 1. Because I forgot Ryu needed 1. So, now we're set up to go and fight Cat. The Cat fight is another one of those that's really volatile. I'll go ahead and buy the bronze hat now, since I forgot to. There we go. So, yeah, the Cat fight can be dangerous too. She's got high crit rate. She's gonna outspeed us no matter what. This fight with the HR director though, at level 6 it takes 5 non-crits to kill him. We might have to heal once, even twice if we get bad rolls from him, but usually this fight is uneventful. Okay, that's like a mid-roll there. So yeah, 5 non-crits. There's 2. I'm actually going to heal now. Because you can never tell how much damage he's going to do. Oh, and I got dodge. Damn. Okay. Okay, that's fine. 3. Well, that's a big hit. 4. I'm just going to see if we can pull it off. Cool, we got it. There's 5. Alright. So we got level 7, cure 1. And we passed. So, definitely want to make sure we have full HP for the next part. I'm actually going to clean my inventory too. Let's smoke up here. So we want quick access to help yells. Because of Cat. She's just going to wreck us quite a lot. So now we talk to August. He tells us about a poison needle that they're going to fire at Cat during the fight. We don't like that. So now we're going to go to the locker room. Now I'll explain why. This is why we put all of the money we had in the bank. It's because Rand is going to show up and he wants to go buy some antidotes, and he takes all of our money to go do that. And you can't stop that from happening. So we also don't want to loot this chest because it has 1,000 gold in it that he's just going to take. So Rand is probably one of the most important characters in the run. He becomes really, really freaking good later. Um, he's also been one of my favorite characters in this game since I played it when I was a kid. Um, so that's really cool that he's got such a big role in the speedrun too. And so does Nina. Nina has a huge role. I always use Rand and Nina back in the day. This Breath of Fire definitely has my favorite version of Nina in it. So, it's cool I get to use my favorite characters. They're just that good for the speedrun. So, now it's time to fight Cat. And you could very easily, well, not very easily, you could wipe here if you're not careful. You really want to make sure you heal anywhere under like 44 HP. You want to be super safe, you can make it 48. I tend to be super safe right now because I'm just starting the run. So, to start the fight, I just auto battle and I cancel it if I see a slam. Oh, she missed with it. Okay. I'll just go straight back into auto battle. This time, yeah, she hit. So yeah, anything under 40 something HP, definitely want to go ahead and heal. Yeah, there's a big slam too. So she's either going to slam, do a regular attack, or she's going to taunt, which will make us lose power when we're attacking. Like, here's the taunt right here. It can whiff. It actually just did. But if it doesn't whiff, you lose your power and you do very little damage to her. This fight's actually going pretty well so far. Whiffed again. Wow. Getting some really good luck in this fight. So yeah, we could have died right there, because she can do over 30 with her slams. We just got a good roll. Just a lot of this dance. It's just a dance. It's attack here, heal here, attack here, heal here. Okay, see, now we lost our strength. Also, if you hadn't noticed, our name changed to Baba, just for this part of the game. So that's why when she taunts us, it says Baba Daru lost his strength. I guess that's Baba's full name. Okay, so that fight went pretty good, actually. So you want to make sure you hold up here, because if you don't hold up and push her out of the way, she'll be incapacitated for the time being. But you really don't want that, because then you can't use her for your next fight, and you kind of need her for the next fight. If not because you need the extra damage, but because you want her to get the EXP from it. If she dies and doesn't get it, it kind of sucks, but she can... she really needs the EXP. So all that equipment we bought earlier, we're going to go ahead and put on Cat now. And since we're in here, we'll go ahead and put the gold on Ryu for fishing way later. So now we gotta go see August again. But this time for a very different reason. So the fight with August, he can do, he does 2 actions in each turn. And you pretty much just want to focus on making sure your characters stay alive and just getting damage in where you can. Rand is pretty much relegated to utility, or to white mage in this fight, basically, for healing. But this can be a pretty rough fight too, if it's the first time doing it. You want to go into scramble formation and just auto the first turn and see what happens. Okay, so Ryu got hit pretty good, and then he saves his strength. Okay. So this time, we want to attack, and help yell Ryu. He might die. Like, August can get pretty big rolls. Yeah, he died, so the help yell was wasted. So now we're going to have Cat use a life PL, and we're just going to have on Ryu, and we're just going to have Rand attack. Ideally, you actually want Ryu to be in death range, so you can just keep life PLing with Rand. You can also cure one with him, but mostly, yeah, you just want to queue up a life PL on Ryu, just in case he dies. Cat got a really good roll there. He died, so now the life PL will go off and it actually brings him back to full health. And we can, preferably, I can just help BL Ryu from here. We'll just see what happens. There's a crit, okay. Eventually he'll double crit too, which is bad. Just kind of want to queue up whatever healing item you want to use before the damage is dealt. Okay, so yeah, he actually took him out that time. He's getting really good rolls. So, this time we're going to light PL with Cat. If he hits Cat, he one-shots her pretty much every time. And we really want Cat to live through this fight for the EXP. Good counterattack. Ryu's still alive. So now we're in that position where we can just throw out a life PL on Ryu and be alright. Nice. Alright, cool. So, Cat got the XP she needed. Ryu's at level 8 now, which is good. So August gives us our first little peek into like what the main enemy of the game is going to end up being later. He's mentioned his god's world is coming and everything. So that kind of gives you away a little bit. So Cat and Rand say they're going to come with you to your hiding place, which is where you left Bo. And now we get to show off another skill that you definitely want to practice for a speedrun. Actually, might be one of the hardest things to master. I don't think anybody actually masters it. I think you get close, but so it's Rand rolling. Basically, Rand has a field ability where he can roll, and you have a 50% chance of getting in an encounter when he bonks at the end of it, but it's better than getting in a bunch of encounters on your way. So you move down and he does this, and see, I already bonked, which is not good. Now we can auto these fights because we have enough people and enough power that this isn't so scary of a fight. Usually my roll from Corsair, like lately, has been flawless. That's the first time I've bonked right there for a while. But that's okay, we can reset it. There we go. A little better. Yeah, Rand rolling is kind of weird. There's a slight delay on your inputs, so you kind of gotta throw them in way before you get to where you need to turn and things, or immediately when you need to turn, stuff like that. So we're gonna walk into Mount Fubi. Immediately we're going to equip Rand with that bronze hat we bought him, and then use smoke. So the sad part is we just got ran, but we're going to be without him for a while. We're going to be just down to Ryu and Cat. And of course this fight would come up. And that's going to start the arc with Nina. There's another category that's meant for introducing new runners to the game. It's called Terrapin Percent. But I didn't want to practice Terrapin Percent and have those strategies kind of interact with the strategies I want for the any percent run of the whole game. So I do stop at Terrapin sometimes when I'm running, but most of the time I go all the way through Semaphore and to Trout before I quit. We'll see during this one, because I might stop after Terrapin just because I have plans tonight, but if it's going well, I'll just keep going. So now Bo wants Rand to help do the repairs, not keen on Cat helping, so he suggests she helps me find the real thief. So now I need to check something here in my notes. Okay, yep. This is just a walk. So yeah, this death warp would have, if we death warped here, it probably would have taken us to Corsair, which is not where we want to go. So we keep going. We're going to Township now. Or not Township, Hometown again. This is where the plot with Nina will start. Wow, that was a really good walk. We got one encounter. And the switch glitch that we did earlier at Corsair is the one that gave Nina the Moondrop weapon. So that's going to make her pretty dang good. So these guys are trying to kidnap Nina, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I guess you didn't know I was a fucking warlock. Get out of here." So then we'll go in here and we'll talk to Nina on the second floor, find out about the Joker gang. They'll come in and say some stuff about how they kidnapped Nina's sister Mina, which Mina was the one that we rescued Susie the pig for earlier. Cat really wants to learn magic. I think it's an in-joke with Capcom that she does learn all the most powerful magic attacks naturally, but she never gets enough AP to cast them. So she knows it, but she can't use it. So, important thing to note, this puts Cat in the front of the party from there. You don't want that, actually. You want Ryu to be in front. So, we'll walk out of here, and we'll head back off in the direction of Corsair. Probably should use the smoke now. Because on the way to Corsair, there's a cave. That's the Joker cave where we're going. Okay, Okay, good, we got an attack here. That's kind of what I wanted. Again, the enemies are not as much of a threat around the Corsair now as they were when we were just Ryu, but they're still not fast fights. So getting an encounter before is pretty nice. So here's Joker Cave. Want to fight this guard here first. After we kill this guard, we'll use a smoke. Hopefully if my tiles are right. Since I did use a smoke a little further from hometown than I usually would. I didn't need to cancel that auto now. So we'll see if we have to take a couple steps. Go up here and talk to this guy, and the name of the boss's nephew is Pain. Usually you'd have to walk around and talk to a bunch of the grunts here to find that out, but we just know. So now we'll talk to this guy, and then he tells you it's in that hole, and you have to fight a guard, or a hood and a spider. The only time you really want to heal in this fight is if Cat gets hit. Right, so you definitely want to heal Cat, because she can get messed up pretty easy still, even though she did get that level from August. This spider has 200 HP. Which is quite a lot for kind of a regular enemy. Sort of like a mini boss. There's no encounters in this room, so you don't really want to worry about healing until you get to right here. Oh, and I forgot the antidote. Okay, so there's encounters in this room. We threw down a smoke though, so hopefully we don't get a lot. This is a really bad encounter. I mean, they are tricksters, they go down fast, but the fact that there's 4 of them and they're going to outspeed Ryu, so we're going to have to see all of their turns. So, could have gotten a better encounter there, but that is definitely better than the, I think, 6 leeches you can run into, so we'll take 4 tricksters over that. We'll go down here. Want to make sure we're at full HP when we go through this door. We are. I just healed. We're going to fight this hood down here, who has the same HP as the rest of the hoods we fought. And we don't want to worry about healing after this, because we do get a free heal after the next fight. So if all went well, and we did the glitch correctly, when Nina joins our party during the fight with Joker coming up, she will have the Moondrop as a weapon. But even if she has it as a weapon, we have to reset its attack power by equipping a new piece of armor on her during the fight, or else it'll just act like her original equipment, which I think is just the magic ring, which is no good, because we need her to be doing damage to Joker. And you're going to see the first use of that fire rock that we got earlier in this next fight. So, Joker's kind of a sleazeball. He's trying to get Nina to become his slave in exchange for freeing her little sister. You know, your typical gang stuff. Bad guys, ne'er-do-wells, rapscallions. So now we want to go and save Mina, and we'll end up fighting a fight with 4 of the hoods, and that's where we'll be using the fire rock, just to get through that fight quicker. Cat's faster, so we want her to use it. Now we'll get the free heal. Fire rocks cast Fireball, and unlike when you cast the spell Fireball, you can crit with Fireball, but if you use a fire rock, it always crits, so it's always going to do max damage. So now we got Nina. This is where the run starts to stabilize. Like I said, once you get Nina, everything kind of... There's still a little bit of danger, but not nearly as much as that beginning part. So we're staying in normal formation. We're going to attack, and again, she has to equip a piece of armor. So we're just going to equip the steel armor, make sure she's got the moon drop, and there we go. So you'll get to see the moon drop in action now. So there's first attack, 54 damage, and she does a second attack. If she specials, if she crits, you'll see really good damage. And also, if she gets hit, you definitely want to heal her, because she's kind of the key to winning this fight. So that was a crit from Ryu and did 23. That's a non-crit from Nina and did 51. This is the power of the moon drop. Poison Chop's bad, that hits everybody. So you definitely want to heal Nina again. Not totally worried about everybody else. They should be fine. But Nina is, despite her amazing attack power right now, with the moon drop, she's still Nina and very squishy. I will actually heal Cat here. Having dead characters does not net you any more experience for the other characters. It just takes away the experience that character would get. Also, something I haven't mentioned about this game, levels are fixed. So if I was playing this game next to someone else and we both had a level 6 Ryu, they would be identical in stats. Or level 9 Ryu, or what have you. Their stats are identical. So there he goes. He's pretty easy because of the moon drop, and that's going to be a theme for a few of the bosses down the line here. So now the sisters are reunited. And Kat says, let's go to Wendia together. So we're taking them back to Wendia. Sorry for the screen flashing. There's really no reason to go into the menu in this screen yet, because we have to use smoke as soon as we leave this screen for where the encounters actually are. Once we get to this screen. There are still encounters here, for whatever reason. There's going to be some heavy switch glitching once we get to Wendia. for a few different characters. Devil Kid can drop gold, which we need 2 of for the run. That'd be great if he did. He didn't. He hardly ever does. Too rare to drop. I just know that they can. I've never had it happen for me. Ever. These fights on the way through here are pretty straightforward too. Just checking to see, like, I'm pretty sure my smoke is going to be close to this beach coming up. These guys can actually, I'm pretty sure, double attack. Yeah, there's Egg Beater. Egg Beater just means extra attack. It's a weird translation. This is not the best fight to get into here, because those pigs are pretty tough. But Nina's got a moon drop, so so not only, like I said in the beginning of the game, not only is the moon drop really powerful and has 2 attacks, because it's considered a weapon, and there's a decent amount of weapons that you can use as items in this game, it doesn't consume it when you use it. So you can constantly heal with it if you need to, and it'll never go away. So we'll get into Windia and then we'll use our smoke. So he says there's a maze here. It is casually, but so you just want to keep going left for the most part. Mina will say something once here, right here. You want to keep going left. But when she says the next thing, right, so we'll go down here, there's only one way to go, that's out. When she says the next thing, that's pretty much her hint to go right for the first time. So here's this. Now we want to go right. Then we'll take the first entrance here, and the rest of the dungeon's pretty straightforward. It takes you directly where you need to go. As soon as you see stairs leading up, just go straight to the stairs. That's the end of the dungeon. Right down there. So we bring Nina back. The queen says that you don't have a sister. Basically, Nina was sent away a long time ago when she was a little girl because she was born with black wings, and that's some kind of omen to the people of Windia that bad things are going to happen. And the child's usually supposed to be killed, but they didn't really have the heart, so they kind of sent her away. And they just act indifferent, and they act like nothing's going on. And Nina's surprisingly okay with it. So now we got this scene with Sten here. Sten is actually, if it weren't for Spar, Sten would be my least favorite character in this game. Easily. Not a fan of the monkey. And his solo section is garbage. I hate it. But he also has a moon drop right now, which is nice because of that first switch glitch we did in hometown at the beginning. So Nina and Sten are pretty much going to be carrying the team for a little while. So he made us quote unquote disappear when really he just put us underground. I never really understood why they just decided to take Sten with them. Like, Cat's just got a big heart, I guess. I would have been like, you're an asshole. Go away. So, this is what I mean by the heavy switch glitching as soon as Sten joins us. So it's the same thing that we did before, basically, but this time we're going to do it a little different. So go in, make sure we try to sell this so it goes to the top. Alright, so this time we want to do it the regular way. And then we want to back out. And we move Ryu to slot 2. We'll do it again, except this time we're going to drop it down to 4 urchins instead of 6 when we switch it, just by changing the quantity. Because that will give Bo a vanilla extract on his weapon slot, and I'll explain why that's important in a minute. Now we put him in slot 3 and do it one more time with 6 urchins. Oh, I didn't sell it. Let's just go in and put it at the top. The worst part is you gotta wait for him to count all the money and crap each time you exit out. Otherwise it wouldn't be a big deal. Okay. For some reason, I guess I missed a slot there. That's alright. Alright. And now we just want to equip all the best stuff. We don't have to exit out here. And there we go. So that fixed pretty much everything. We want to reorder our team here to be Ryu, Cat, Nina, Sten, and switch to scramble formation. So now we need to head to Captain. This is again where Terrapin percent would be ending, pretty much. Smokes up here. Whoops. And we can auto battle pretty much everything on the way to Captain. The reason we have Cat in the second slot also is because she's really good at killing little blue goblins that we hate fighting, but only if she's in the second slot. These guys can do a decent amount of damage when they don't do poison breath. Yeah, so there's Sten's double attack with the moon drop too, and then Nina will do hers. And we'll be switching our party around to be Ryu, Sten, Cat, Nina instead when we get to Captain. Because right now, Sten is in a negative position in the party, which means he's doing less damage, which is not good. We need him to do as much damage as possible for Terrapin. We will not be glitching the Moondrop weapon onto Cat until a little bit later. That is where I've noticed you can get the soft lock. I've seen it happen once to somebody, and it's happened once to me just in the 3 or 4 runs I've done so far. Apparently it's super freaking rare, but bad luck is bad luck. Basically what happens and why it soft locks is because when, I don't know if you noticed, when you do the switch glitch, it points to a random item to sell before it equips the urchin. If it points to an item like, say, the mirror that has no value, and you sell it, the game turns to a black screen and it's just done. So I probably will be stopping at Terrapin here, just because, like I said, I have plans tonight. So there's something we need to do at Captain. Usually I walk straight into the... Yeah, no, we don't have to do anything here before we go in. Just want to make sure we're full health. These Creons can be pretty nasty. They have double attack, and they do decent damage. But, yeah, so Nina might be dead here, actually. Yeah, she's dead. And because of EXP and stuff, kind of like to make sure she lives. So we only have to fight one more of those and then the boss here. Casually, you can go around and kill the face huggers that are attached to the villagers and save them all, but we don't need that in the speedrun. Also, there's no encounters in here, so there's no reason to use a smoke. The only encounters are, like when we fight this Creon up here, it's Chrono Trigger style. You run into him on the map, you have to fight him, type deal, instead of it being random. And after this fight, I need to make sure that I switch Sten to where Cat is. I should have done that when I walked in. That's probably what I was thinking, but I forgot to do. Which is fine because I need to heal Cat anyway now. So it might be better actually to wait. Think about it. Until this point. I might just do that from now on. So yeah, that's the order we want. Because now Sten will be doing regular or extra damage with his Moondrop weapon, and that's what we want for the Terrapin. And we want to kind of try to end this fight with low HP, because we do a death warp. pretty much just going to attack with everybody on the first turn. Then Cat will be regulated to, or relegated to healing if Nina or Sten gets messed up. So now that controls somebody, and Sten has a double Moondrop attack, so he killed himself. So yeah, now we definitely need the life PL from Cat. Because we need Nina and Sten to be attacking. They are the key to killing Terrapin as fast as you can. Okay, now Cat got controlled, which is fine, because she's not going to do much damage. So we'll just have to help BL Nina. If it goes really bad, like, you can have Sten use a Moondrop, and that'll heal everybody. It's okay, good. Again, controlling Ryu's not a big deal either. So the cool thing about the Moondrop weapon also is that if you roll a special attack with your first hit, the second one will always be a special. Like here, there's a special. The next one is too. But if you swing the first time and it's not a special, you can re-roll it for the second attack. The game re-rolls it, which is cool. So we did not end that fight with optimal HP. We're kind of still healed up almost all the way, which isn't great. So the death warp's going to be a little harder. Not harder, just take a little longer. And also, with the death warp, we want to make sure that we're in defense formation, because if you kill someone on your team with the Moondrop with one hit, they'll automatically aim for an enemy with the next hit, and that could make it so we have to fight 2 battles to get our death warp, which we don't want. So we're going to go in defense formation. It should take 2 hits to kill anybody, and that should work out. So Ray's going to ask us to save the villagers, and we're going to tell him we did, even though we didn't. And he tells us to run, but we're not wusses. We'll stand in it. So I have a different stopping point that I want to do. I'll do the stopping point at the next save point, which is the dragon statue after we get the carpenter, which you'll see. That's a decent place to stop. So we'll be doing this now. I'm gonna go. We're gonna go and do our death warp. So for this death warp, we pretty much want Ryu to attack himself, Sten to attack himself, Nina attack herself. Or no, I'm sorry, wait. Ryu attack himself, Sten attack Cat, Nina attack Ryu, Cat attack Nina. I guess, yeah, we won't get it in one shot, but it'll take way too long for Cat or Ryu to kill anyone. So there goes Cat. There goes Ryu. Nina will kill something. And then Sten will attack himself and Nina will attack herself. So we're not in danger of accidentally killing the enemies and having to do 2 fights. So there goes Sten. And there goes Nina. We'll be back at Township. I want to walk out of Township because it's not updated because we death warped here, and then walk directly back in. And now it's updated. Okay, Ray's gonna give us a reward here. We need to walk out first and walk back in to get him to trigger it. And we're gonna give Cure 2 magic to Nina. She's gonna get the best use out of it throughout the game. It's gonna be her only healing spell because she's attack magic. Now she's got it. Ray's gonna leave, and now we want to change our party. We're gonna do Ryu, Nina, Stan, and Rand. In scramble formation. Sometimes it doesn't save the formation either. I don't understand that, but. So I really want to make sure he got the moon drop. He did. Okay. So now we go back to Captain. We'll go ahead and smoke, because this is a walk back. So Rand now has the moon drop. He is officially the guy. He's the badass now. Quite a bit. It's one of those other sections where you want to practice it, because this is quite a long Rand roll. I think I've gotten it perfect maybe once. Ah! See? Yeah, it's really easy to lose control. Especially if you have an old controller like mine. Where the D-pad kind of, you'll hit up and it'll input a little bit left or a little bit right. So this is actually good because we can go past this sign, make it a little bit easier to get around. Okay, we'll just run right into a tree. So at this point, Rand rolling is still faster, but getting in these fights sucks. You don't want to bonk. Bonking is bad. I'm gonna go up. Alright, so this is the stop at Corsair we need to make. We need to make sure Ryu's in slot 1. He is. So this is where you can soft lock when you're trying to glitch the Moondrop weapon onto Cat. So we have to see if it's going to happen. Okay, cool, short bow. All good. So now Cat has the Moondrop weapon. Oh, I'm so bad at that. It's weird because you'll get in a groove where your Rand rolling will be just totally perfect, and then you'll have a day where it's just like, yeah, everything sucks. I've never done this before in my life, basically. See? This entire stretch right here is awful. I hit down and it took me right. See what I'm saying? My controller just... Yeah, this is totally my fault. I'm not blaming the controller. I should have stopped at Terrapin, because now this is a shit show. So anyway, now we need Sten to cross this gap. And we'll move this tile and go back to Rand and try this awful shit again. Okay. Alright, the last leg to Captain wasn't bad, I guess. go right. We gotta talk to Sena, who is the fire shaman, and she takes Ryu away to a random house with an old lady in it, and they're gonna try to combine Ryu with Sena's fire powers, and it's not gonna go well. If you played this game before casually, you know about the shamans and how you can get different forms of your characters by merging with different shamans. We're only going to be getting three of them this game. We're not going out of our way for any of them except for one, which is the Holy Shaman, because towards the end of the game with Infinity, that last dungeon, you really want Angel Nina for her banish ability to make enemies go away. That's the only shamanized form we're going to get. We're not going to use any of the other ones. Which is a shame, because I really like shamanized Cat. She's really good and really cool, but there's just no way to use her in a speedrun more efficiently than someone else. So yeah, we blew the roof off her house because we're actually a dragon. Spoiler. It's Breath of Fire, everybody knows that. So that gives us the dragon puppy spells, which aren't really that useful. They do elemental attacks, fire, ice, and thunder, and they do 256 damage to one target. Not going to really be used much because we're going to be getting the other ones very soon, which are much more powerful. I really don't want an encounter here on my way back to Captain because I'm just Ryu right now, and you can wipe. But we talked to this guy, and he sends us back to Township. And then we're going to be doing another death warp soon. After all this stuff. She sends us to get a carpenter. Which we'll do soon. So our team now is going to be Ryu, Cat, Nina, Rand. In scramble formation. And the first thing we want to do when we get out here is equip and unequip a piece of armor on Cat. That will make her Moondrop come into effect. Save our scramble formation, so I want Ryu to attack himself, Cat to attack Ryu, Nina to attack herself, Rand to attack himself. Okay, so she's gonna kill the Gong Head because she got a freaking crit. So we have to do a second fight. But the second fight will go perfectly because they can just attack themselves. So it's no big deal. Now we don't have to worry about killing Ryu. So this will get us back to Captain. As soon as we get back to Captain, we're going to take a walk into the building to the right of the dragon statue, get the carpenter, and then we're going to go down to the bank and withdraw 300k for shopping later. So here's our carpenter. He seems like a nice guy, but he calls us stupid later, so you know. Okay, then we're gonna go down to the bank. I just need to double check. Yes, this is where we get the money. Okay. So now we need to cross the river. And coming up right here was the dragon statue that I was gonna say, you know, I'll just quit for now. But I don't know. I'll just keep going. It's fine. I feel like it. So this is the reason we save here is for a death warp. We're about to go see Gene, or John, or Jean, however you want to say it. I always called him Gene growing up, so it's Gene to me. There's no encounters in this forest, which is nice. So Gene is a frog, and he's going to tell us that a witch cursed him, turned him into a giant frog, rather than just a frog, I guess. Frog man. Like, these frogs are little, this one's large, and when you heal Gene, he becomes like medium frog. So he asks us to go to Witch Tower and ask the witch to take the curse off of him, which we're going to be nice and do. Oh, I should have just kept going straight. What am I doing? There we go. Ugh. Jeez. My kingdom for a new controller. Okay, so this is Witch Tower up here. I took an extra step I didn't need to and got in a fight that I probably would have avoided otherwise. Luckily we got these nice moondrop weapons. Nice crit, Nina. There's an example of hitting with a regular attack and then getting to crit afterwards. So, right here, I'm going to go ahead and heal up. So for opening up this place, you need to step on that switch. Oh, crap. Well, that's a problem. So, because I stepped on it with Rand, it doesn't actually activate the switch. She wants someone more handsome, right? So it has to be Ryu to actually initiate that switch being a thing. So, there we go. Get these mistakes out of the way early, that's it. That's all. Lead off attack. This actually counts if we run as a fight towards this, if I remember correctly. Monopeds are nothing. Cat kind of just destroys them, like most of the enemies in here. This can be any number of fights. Usually it opens after 2, but I also messed that first one up with Rand. Still not open. Kind of bad luck. These flies are bad luck too. They just straight up murked Nina. now it's open. Pretty sure Nina wanted the holy robe back when I, was in Windia, and I got her something different because I'm dumb. This dungeon can be the first real confusing one. If you're not paying attention. So the reason she's doing huge damage to those mummies because they're spirit enemies, and they take double damage from holy weapons, and the moon drop is holy element. Checking my little monster icon. Pretty sure right here is good. Nope. Must be in this gap coming up. Let's try right here. Yep, that's it. Okay, so if Cat doesn't do 80 to these guys, they'll live. Most of the time she will. Yeah, they have 80 HP exactly. That's kind of her highest attack right now. It's 80. You want to take this far left platform, it takes you where you need to go. Once they get their attacks in, Cat will totally destroy these two. There is one treasure here we want to loot. It's a Wise BL. Heals 100 AP, which we will want later. Took some unneeded steps there. And we keep getting attacked by these flies, which is not good. They're usually faster than we are, and they do decent damage, especially in Nina, because I got her the wrong armor, but whatever. That'll be fixed pretty soon. Got an herb that I would rather not picked up, honestly. Oh, there's no reason to use it. I wanted to heal, that's why I went in here. So the walking pattern for these switches is pretty easy. You want to hit this first one right here. Then when you go up, you want to hit the center one, pretty sure. Yeah. These flies, I'm telling you what, man. Hit these two coming up, but then you want to hug the wall and not touch the one in the middle. Oh my god. I've never seen this many flies going through here, ever. Decent source of EXP, but God, they're annoying. So they can do magic that kind of hurts. Like spark and cold. But now Cat's gonna murder him, so we're good. See, there's an example of, yeah. She left 1 HP on him, and he got to attack. Not great, Cat, not great. So this is the treasure we're looting. There's no encounters on this floor except for the boss. So Namufu, you can actually just auto battle and be fine. She's not gonna be too terribly difficult for you. Cat, Nina, and Randall pretty much wreck her. I don't know if anybody watched my ogre battle speedruns that I did. Out of all the characters in the game, Namufu looks the most like an ogre battle character, I think. Whenever I see her do stuff, she just reminds me of an ogre battle character. Except for when she dies, because she does go, mm. So she tells us that a young girl has to kiss Jean to break the curse. So we need to go down a floor and we're going to do a death warp. To get back to that dragon statue. Good job, Nina. Good job, Brand. So now we go back to this dragon statue. You can have Cat or Nina in the lead for this. Doesn't really matter who kisses Jean, as long as he gets some action. That'll be good. But for the sake of speed, Cat's the closest to the front right now, so I may as well use Cat. I like how she kind of like kias into it. instead of just doing it. And then Gene turns back into who he always was anyway. He claims to be the king, which is a translation error because he's the prince. But so let me make sure my party formation here. Yeah, we want Cat, Nina, and G. And then we want to reorder for G to be in front. Not in the battle formation, but in party formation. Because, oh yeah, here's where the carpenter calls me stupid. It's nice of him. Awful nice of him. So we get Gene down here, and he can turn into a giant frog. Which makes getting across the world map a little bit easier. I don't know this route as well as I do the other way, but we're about to go and so with these stone enemies, by the way, a lot of the time they have okay, so a lot of the time they're really slow, so you like that. We're gonna go ahead and heal because that was bad. A lot of the time they're really slow and you can get away from them a lot easier. Sometimes they'll do cold breath and mess you up though. So here's where we're going to make the dragon spells we just got not too long ago really obsolete. We want to get these two chests for a very specific reason I'll explain a little later. So he just gave us the tier 2 dragon spells, which is nice because T-Dragon is the greatest thing ever. So now we're doing the Wildcat restaurant, and we have to do this very specific way as well. So we have to check in our things, which is all of our items now, and we follow all these directions except for one. Remove your hats, so helmets go in the box. And take off your jackets. Sure, put napkins on instead. This is the only rule we want to break, because if we took off our weapons, they would remove the glitched moondrop items, and we don't want that. So we're going to fight this guard instead. Which he can kill a character and we won't have any items to heal them, which could suck. But it's fine. So now it asks us to rub salt and pepper on ourselves. I guess we're gonna do that. And when it asks you how you want your meat cooked, you always want to say rare because it gives you more HP for the fight. Say well done, you're going to be really hurting. So Wildcat comes in and you have to fight him. He tried to cook it. He can kill characters too. You pretty much want to make sure that you get that dragon off. So you will pretty much, actually, I think we want to defend with everybody and then just do T-Dragon. Dice hurts. Dice kill. Okay, so we have no way to bring it back, so our dragon failed, but because we have a moon drop, we'll be okay. Moon drop brings everyone back to life too, so try this again. Okay, Gene goes down, that's fine. As long as we get this dragon off, we're good. Then we just auto. Chop Chop's about the worst he can do. So there he goes. And we're looking for a very specific reward from this. You can get Chop Chop, but it's not good for speedrun, really. What we want here is to say, yes, we're mad about him trying to make mistakes, and don't forgive him twice before we do. Now we'll forgive him. So what this means is we made his mood low enough that he's going to give us a meal that gives all of the characters currently in our party 16 HP buff, which is pretty awesome. So now we're going to leave. And it's straight to Sinford. We can't get in the water. There we go. Water makes you less likely to run into enemies here, because they can't fight in the water. This guy won't let us in yet. A little bit more story here. So they put him in a headlock. Everybody thinks he's an imposter. He's the real one, but the imposter has pretty much everybody fooled for some reason. So he tells us to leave. But the real Gene, who we have, his sister is like the only person who knows that that's the real prince. The only person that's willing to say it anyway. So she's gonna wreck our ship that we're gonna get. And she wants to explain to us what's going on, but we kind of get set upon by some guards. Instead, she almost drowns us. She's probably one of my favorite NPCs. She's pretty funny. Cat begins to drown. Same with Nina, and then Ryu shortly afterwards. with an ellipses because he's mute. So here in a minute, that socklet armor we got earlier is, there's only one that we found, but we're going to be doing the switch glitch in a different way to duplicate it onto every character that can equip it in our party. So this is where we're going to do the shopping. So what we want to do, first of all, is clean this up. Order the socklet armor to the top. And we want to choose the back law. For some reason, didn't put the socklet armor up at the top. Sometimes that happens. So instead, we're just going to try and sell it and then push it to the top. So that puts extra socklet armors on everybody. Number one. Then we want to go ahead and actually switch the longsword on Ryu and the iron mail. And I think that's it. An extra iron mail. And 2 backlaws. And that's it for shopping. So that fixed our little wind robe debacle with Nina. Holy robe, sorry. Wind robe is much later. So now we're gonna go and fight the jailer, and the only thing you really need to do against him is drop a dragon. After that, a little tiny fetch quest, and then kind of a fetch quest right after that. Or an ingredients quest, I should say. So he asks us if we want to kill him, and we say yes. And we do it. It's the second time we get called stupid in the run. So, jailer's down. Top A comes, and you go and talk to Gene for a minute. Yeah, Gene is kind of a laid-back guy. I like him. His character's good. He's a little dumb, but he's a good dude. So he mentions the royal ring, which the witch that we fought before in Abufu that turned him into the giant frog, he fell in love with her and gave her the ring. So now we're going to go and head for the Wildcat restaurant where we just were, because that's where Namufu is, having like a witches party. And all the witches look exactly alike, but the one we're looking for is going to be in the crapper. Because, of course. So we're going to switch our party up here when we get to this little house. We are going to want Ryu, Cat, Sten, and Rand. And as far as the party order goes, we want Sten and Cat, and then Ryu and Rand. Double check. Sten, Cat, Ryu, Rand. Yep. And we're going to want it in scramble formation. And then we'll go ahead and take our safety save here. Well, not safety save, this is also a death warp save. And we'll try a difficult Rand roll. Oh wait, no, we don't want to do that yet. Forgot to rest out in the open, because resting out in the open is good for you. That gets us a full heal. Now we run and roll. Back up to Wildcat. If we didn't suck. Be much easier. That'll probably net us an attack. Yeah. Good, it's a lead off. So then we go in here, back to the Wildcat Cafe. And again, the Namufu we're looking for is the one in the crapper. When we find out she dropped the royal ring in the toilet, we need to go down and get it. It's a very expansive toilet down here for some reason. So there's the ring, but no matter who reaches out to grab it, it slips away. We gotta go up and go to where it's gonna float to. Which is right here. Now we can go back and give it to Jean. Continue the story a little bit. More self-pity from Namufu. No one likes me. I'm so pretty and no one likes me. Probably is because you're a witch, actually. Actually, it's probably not because you're a witch. It's probably because all you do is whine. So anyway, back to Semaphore. Nice. Actually got a good Rand roll there. So we want to go down and give Jean his ring back. Oops, took an extra step. So now you approach the king and the imposter and try to, whoops. Try to, prove that you're not the imposter and that he is. Doesn't work out too well. So he shows the ring. Turns out the imposter has a copy of it. So they decide that the only way to prove who the real prince is to have a cooking contest. And the imposter says if we lose the cooking contest, we're all going to be killed. Which is great. That's fair. So he sends you to find the ingredients for him. And that's what the next little bit is going to be all about. So I'm going to go out this way because it's quicker to get to where we need to for the next little bit of walking around. If you remember, Tata the Frog was one that realized that Gene was actually the prince, and he went and tried to bring him food to the dungeon, and he got caught and put on the roof. You wouldn't really know this casually, like, at all. You can actually get caught just walking around Semaphore not knowing at all what to do at this point. Because you gotta go all the way up to the king's room. Then press a button next to his picture here. Then go to the roof. This is where it'll get a little weird. So you go to the roof, you find the Tata's tied up here, he asks you to get him water. You say yes. Then he says the name Violina, which is his girlfriend. You gotta go find her now. And unless you talk to every NPC, you probably wouldn't know which one was Violina, because she looks like every other female frog in the freaking castle. So, but she is this one standing next to the pond here. She'll ask if you've seen him. You say yes, and you tell her what's going on, and she Rambos her way to the roof. Back up to the roof and talk to him, and he'll give you the key to the windmill. And for some reason, the windmill is what takes you to the basement. And these little buckets here. So the first fight we're gonna see is with the gold fly, and you can't beat him in the first fight. Pretty much just want to defend for 4 turns until he's done egg beatering the crap out of you. Then we're gonna do our equipment upgrades. The gold fly is like legendary. He's pretty strong too. So we're gonna go in defense formation and just defend the whole time. So that's it for that fight. So now that the soldier's down, this is when we want to do our equipment upgrades. First of all, we gotta bring Sten back to life and get everybody up to full health. And Iron Hail, Backlaw, and Socklet Armor, and then Ram just gets the Backlaw. And then we want to pop a smoke. Alright, there's only really one drop from an enemy that we want here, and there is a backup if we don't get it, but the mimics that pop up, we definitely want to try and fight them even if we get a lead-off attack, because we want them to drop the gold. And Cat does a pretty good job of beating them anyway, so... And they pop up a decent amount. So we want them to drop the gold for the second round of fishing we have to do later. If not, there is a backup to get gold, but I really like to get it here, just so I don't have to take that detour. But sometimes it just doesn't happen. These are spirit enemies. Cat's gonna destroy them. Except for counterattacks, it doesn't like have the holy element for some reason when you counterattack. But yeah, that's kind of ridiculous damage right there. So now we're gonna fight the J-Worm. He does Sweet Breath first round, no matter what, which can put your people to sleep. So you kind of want to drop a moon drop. So I want to just go ahead and preemptively moondrop here, and then attack and do a dragon, and throw a wisdom fruit at Ryu. Rand's slower than Ryu, so he'll use the dragon, and then Rand will fill his AP back up for the next round. So here's Sweet Breath. We'll see who went to sleep. Sten went to sleep. Okay, so the moondrop isn't going off. We need to do it with Cat, which is a shame because we lose another turn. There's a slam. So we can have Sten just heal himself. Hopefully this goes off this time. Sten dodge, that's good. So we're gonna get our dragon off, and we're gonna have full AP again. We just need one more dragon and then an auto battle. We kind of wanted Ryu to be in the back of the party for the formation too. But that's alright. There we go. J-Worm's down. And we catch the worm. And the Goldfly comes and talks more shit. We'll go ahead and change that formation too while we're at it. There we go. Didn't get the gold. Guys don't give us any good drops. Our smoke is still active, but it seems like we're getting more attacks than we should. It is a lead-off attack, but again, we want that gold drop, so we're going to try and kill these guys. I did quite a few fights trying the other day to get the gold, and it took a lot. So now I just say, okay, I'd rather waste 3-4 minutes going out of the way to get the backup gold later than sit here and maybe waste 10 minutes trying to get gold. Pretty sure right here is where I want to use my next smoke. Nope. Getting in fights in these little rooms is what costs you time. Now we want to run. Nothing good I can get from that fight. So this next little part has another Chrono Trigger style area where if we touch these blue roaches we have to fight them. They're quicker to fight than to try and like dodge, mostly just because Cat can destroy them in one round. Like I'd rather just fight them than try and get them to move away so I can go around them. Holy crap, that's almost impossible. I can't believe I made it through that room without getting hit by a roach once. Okay, so this fight's pretty much just like the J-Worm. Attack, attack, want Wisdom Fruit with Rand, and Dragon. dragon to use because it has faster casting time. All of those spells, despite them being named after elements, are non-elemental. So he'll be dead after this dragon, so I don't really need to do that wisdom fruit, but it's habit at this point, so I need to get rid of that habit probably. Stan getting some pretty good crits there. So for the most part, your help BLs are going to be used a lot less now. You pretty much just want to use cure spells for the rest of the run, except for very specific spots. Okay, so the gold fly, despite how annoying he's been this whole time, is actually really easy to beat. You just want to do one bomb, defend, and a dragon. That's it. This fight is very easy. He's got over 512 HP, so the dragon won't kill it. But if you do one bomb and then dragon, it's good. So we beat the gold fly, he's the last ingredient we needed. And now we just get in a battle and death warp. This will put us back out that one spot there. Gotta see. We did not change. We will safety save just in case something awful happened, like I lose electricity or something. But about to clear up Semaphore. Go back to the dining room here. Give him all the ingredients. And we'll have a little cutscene. Cooking cutscene. Oh, I went the wrong way. Oh, what am I doing? Wonder how many times I saw that text. Should have walked to the dining room. I was not paying attention. So they made all this beautiful food that's really tasty to frogs, but not to people. gonna taste all of the fake Prince Jeans food, and they're gonna have nothing but good things to say about it. Cockroaches deep fried in their own oils. Sounds delicious. And blue bottle fly pudding. And maggot side dish. So he tastes all of Gene's cooking and says it's good, but it's got these flaws about it. Then when he tastes the gold fly pudding, it's like, like the pudding is just too good. It says it's delicacy, drops the plate because it's so good. And then he has to say that it's no good at all. And Pitabe's like, yeah, right, not with the gold fly pudding. And he says the one on the left is the winner. Gene and the king makes the other chefs try the food. He's like, it's gross. It's no good. And then the last guy tries the gold fly pudding. He's like, it's awful, but I'm gonna take another bite anyway. She says they can't be trusted because the imposter has them. They say to eat the food. It's funny, I'm going to show you because the game doesn't check for gender. So when Cat eats it, says it didn't taste bad, but it made him a little sick, and he feels nauseous. And then she vomits, and Pitabe says she's going to blow the castle up now. So this next boss is kind of weird. He'll stop the fight in the middle of it when you do a certain amount of damage. So you kind of want to try and manipulate it to get the perfect amount of damage to skip that HP threshold where he does that. Sometimes it doesn't work if like Cat crits or something, but we're going to try our best. Also, this game really teaches you not to trust toilets, because this toilet is an elevator. Now I want to check and make sure I got my formation right. Okay, we want to be in defense, so we'll switch defense formation. Okay, that kamikaze BL we found in the Dragon Cave is going to come into play here, because it does a like sort of typhoon. I'm pretty sure that we want to attack, and then we want to fruit, and dragon. So Cat didn't crit, which is good. So we should be in the right threshold here. Ree does the dragon. Rand should wisdom fruit. After that, if he doesn't, that means we missed the threshold. Okay, we got it. So now we want to defend with everyone and just pull another dragon, and that should be good. So Sten's down, that's fine. And now it should just be an auto battle. Hopefully Sten wasn't needed to do the rest of the damage that we need on him. It kind of was. Okay. So I should probably Moondrop. This could have gone better. All of a sudden. So we'll Moondrop and then we'll auto battle. That was the only mistake I That's fine. I just needed somebody else attacking besides just Cat. There he goes. So Cat just learned Bolt X, the strongest magic attack in the game, and she'll never be able to cast it. So he hit the quote-unquote explosion control for the castle to explode. But Jean comes along and tells everyone that it doesn't actually make the castle blow up. They just told them that, said that because they didn't want thieves coming in to steal their treasure, which this actually hides. That's the Soul Sword. It's a weapon for either Jean or Ryu, but it's not good enough to grab. So Bitabe basically says that she's okay with Jean being a guy who just runs around and travels the world instead of being the prince. And the reason the king couldn't really tell that Jean was replaced by a different Jean was because his eyesight's bad. Which is funny. I like it. Bitabe says to take whatever you want from the castle, but we don't need anything from it. So, Jean joins our party, we may rejoice. So we want Ryu, Cat, Rand, and Jean. And now we want to make sure, because, okay, so with all these crazy side quests we keep getting caught up in, we might have forgot what our whole goal was this entire time, and that was to find the real thief and prove Bo innocent. And it turns out she's in the basement of this castle, trapped with a bunch of cockroaches. So we need to make sure we talk to her. And you don't want to forget that, because that's a huge backtrack if you do. First of all, we want to make sure Jean's in the front of the party for when we leave here. So there she is down there, Patty. She's in the cage with the cockroaches, and he tells us to take her away. And she pretty much begs you to take her back to Trout, the guy that Bo tried to steal from in the beginning of the game. So we're about to hit basically about to hit the end of the first third of the game. There's a little Easter egg here too. Sort of an Easter egg. When you walk out here, it counts as being in the water on the world map, so you can turn into the frog from right here. Save some time. The moment we hit land, we're going to unfrog and use a smoke. And we turn back into a frog because we're on our way back to hometown now to give the real thief to Trout. From here, we want to switch to Rand and try to Rand roll again. And fail. Again, until you do it, you really don't know how difficult it is to Rand roll consistently. Pretty dang hard. Harder than you might think. Anyway, that mouse gets me quite often. One of the switch glitches we did earlier did give Gene a moondrop weapon. Which, you know, not the best for him. It's just there for death warping and stuff. So Gene can actually hop this gap, so we don't need Sten. And we're back to rand rolling. And running into trees. Oh. Get the hard turns and mess up the easy ones. Yeah, I'll keep saying it. Rand rolling's hard. Especially with an old, crappy controller. Alright, so here you are back at hometown. We're gonna go and give Patty to, that's the magic skull. We're gonna go give Patty to Trout. So Trav will tell us to go check out his basement while Patty has a thumb war with that guard. We go to the basement, we find there's nothing there, and he basically tells us to get out. So now we'll go and talk to Kilgore, who's right here, and he'll talk to us for a second. And he'll say the real criminal was found. Oh, Bo is free. If you talk to him again, he'll ask to bring Bo to him. So that's basically what we're going to do. We should have walked out the right side there, but that's alright. So, switch our party up. We want, doesn't really matter who we have. Oh, I should do this. There we go. That's a little faster. And we'll switch Bo to the lead. And he has a vanilla extract equipped as a weapon right now. We're going to be taking off him after this little side mission. Hey, come here. So he tries to make it up to us for making Bo steal for him in the first place by giving us dinner and stuff. And I always think it's funny the food here looks remarkably like cockroaches, worms, and gold fly pudding, apparently. So I need to be careful with this this choice prompt coming up because it puts the no and the yes in opposite spots on the text box. Kilgore asked Bo to steal for him again from Trout, and Bo agrees, despite all the shit that happened last time he did it. And Bo is going to ask you if you want to go with him. And you want to make sure you say yes. He said he's going to do it alone, but then he asked if you want to go. Yes, we want to go with you. May hang us for this. There's no evidence of doing anything illegal. Just a hunch I have. You'll still come with me. Yes. So this, when you go into Trout's house, it has the weirdest encounters in the game. So smoke doesn't work. You can get anywhere from 0 to 8 fights within a very short amount of walking. But because Bo has vanilla extract, these fights go pretty good. And I gotta double check because that didn't look like quite a lot of damage. Makes me think he might not have it equipped. He does. Okay. Just checking. Oh, something I didn't mention. You cannot moondrop glitch onto Ryu. So he won't have it. Now look, one step and we gotta fight. That's what I mean by the encounters. The encounter rate in the game makes it so that you should be able to walk like at least 3 or 4 steps before you get in a fight, but not in Trout's house. Trout's house is crazy. And every time you get in a fight, you have to listen to Bo talk. So you lose a lot of time in Trout's house. And Trout himself is super easy. So you want to go in the basement and come immediately back up. So now you go down here and you find all these people locked up that were thieves working for him, including Patty, who's stuck to the wall. So through the whole of the game, we've been doing a lot of side missions and running into some weird shit. There hasn't really been any kind of explanation for what's going on. And there still won't be a lot, but there's just speculation of what's going on in a second. After we beat Trout. And it kind of starts to, the game's story really starts to take shape. So for this fight, we just want to attack with Bo and do a dragon with Ryu, and that'll be enough. Trout's very weak. So that's it. And now, this is a part of the run where you get like a little bit of a break if you need to run and use the bathroom while you're playing or something. Because there's a short spot where it gives you a decent amount of time to go and run while the game just like runs on its own without you having to mash. But since I'm stopping at Trout, I'll just get past that little scene and I'll call this a day for this run. Because the second third of the game is one that I don't have memorized very well yet, so it would just be a slog of me looking at notes and things. So they talk about how all these demons are showing up, and Trout turned into a demon basically because he was so obsessed with money. Bo asked you if you've seen anything weird. And yeah, it's for sure. This right here, right after this text box, is the little break you get. Big stretch. Just kind of goes through all of the enemies you've seen. August, how they all turned into demons. Joker. Then Jean turning into Ghidorah. And now Trout. It's like, oh, that's weird. Everybody's turned into demons. Ryu, every time he goes to sleep, he like wakes up screaming and shit, thinking about Barberry when he got wrecked at the beginning of the game. Even though we dodged him twice, which I've never seen one dodge happen before. That flex was too strong. But yeah, he like is Ryu's nightmare. And he's not even like the final boss. Spoiler alert. So anyway, that's the end of this part of the game and the end of the run that I'm going to do for now. I pretty much practiced this segment a lot from the beginning of the game to Trout, just because it really, kind of tests your stamina for how long you can sit and play and remember stuff. And I'm just trying to memorize this third of the game before I move on to the next one, and then I'll memorize the next one. So, that's it for now.